Namaskar, I'm Shilpi Singh. Today I will discuss about the introduction to Numpy, it's a class 11 IP. These are the topics like syllabus of 11 IP. These are the topics that are related to the Numpy array. Now, today we will cover introduction of Numpy array and Numpy array and how to create the Numpy array and what is the difference between Numpy array and array and the attributes of Numpy array. Today we will discuss these topics. Now start. The first thing that we have to install the Numpy. It is not an inbuilt library of Python. We have to install. Then for that we have to first go to the command prompt of our computer and just write the command. The command is pip install Numpy. If you already installed the pip install pandas, there is no need to install the Numpy. Okay, then we have to first install the Numpy with the help of command pip install Numpy in command prompt. The next, what is the Numpy? The Numpy means the full form of Numpy is numerical Python. It means if you want to perform the operation only on numbers, because most of the analysis is done on data and data mostly part is numeric. Then we are using the Numpy. It is a library of Python. So first we have to import. After the installation we have to import with the command. This one is a command. We have to import Numpy as NP. It means if we want to perform the operation analysis and scientific computing on data, then there is need of Numpy. Then what is the array? The array is also a collection of data in a single variable. Okay, again all the elements have the same type. In a general language we can say array is a collection of similar data types and that is stored or represented by the single variable or identifiers. Then the characteristics of array, each element of array is the same data type. It means all the data or element of array has the same type. Through the values stored them may be different. It means value may be different but type of value is same. The example, this one the example 10, 9, 99, 71 and 90. The value is different but type is integer. The second, the entire array is stored in the continuous memory. It means the data is stored in memory in the continuous form. Because with these features, we can easily perform the operation on data. Then that is the array. Then Numpy. The Numpy arrays are used to store the list of numerical data. Array contains the data of similar type but not numeric. It's not a foundation in the array. But in Numpy array, the data stored must be numerical in the form of vectors and matrices. Vectors in a one-dimensional array is called the vectors. If we are using the two-dimensional, three-dimensional, these are called the matrices. Then the very important thing, what is the difference between Numpy array and list? The first difference, in a list, data is stored. Data that is stored a different type. It means we can store integer, string, float, again list. It means different data type. It may be stored in a list. But in Numpy array, data is stored in Numpy array of same type. This is the example 1.2, 5.4, 2.7. The type of this array of element is float. The element of list are not stored in continuous in memory. But Numpy array, the data stored in memory is continuous form. So make operations on arrays faster than list because data is stored in Numpy array in continuous form. So operation on array faster than list. Then list not support element wise operation. Okay. For example, if I write this one, I create L equals to 1, 2, 3, this one, and I write L into in this one into is not a multiplication. This is a replication. It means what is the output of this one? The output will be 1, 2, 3, again 1, 2, 3. It means list not support element wise operation. But if you are taking the array, Numpy array, for example, this one n, this one is, and the type of n is Numpy, then this one, then output will be, it is multiplied by, array is multiplied by 2. It means this will equals to 2, 4, and 6. This is the difference between list and Numpy array. If you divide, it means each element of array will be divided by 2. If we write plus, each element of array will be added by 2. Then next, the list can contain objects of different data types that Python must store the type information for every element along with its element value. Because the list contains different data types, it means that each element has the different size, memory, and type. But in Numpy array, it will take less space compared to the list because each element has size and type is same. So memory is less occupied in Numpy array. Faster operation will be performed on Numpy array. Different operation performed on Numpy array, and Numpy array contain the same data type also. The last one is the list is a part of core Python. It means list is a data type of Python, but ND array is a part of Numpy array. If we want to create array Numpy array, then we have to import Numpy library. Okay, these are the difference between list and Numpy array. Now, how to create array? There are different methods to create the Numpy array. The first method is with the help of list. It means we convert the list to Numpy array with the help of function method that is called the array. This is used to create Numpy array. Check it. We create the Python shell. First, we have to import Numpy. Because I am already installed Numpy library. If you are not installed, then you have to install Numpy library with the help of command prompt. Import. Then I create first list. For example, L equals to 1, 2, something, 5. This is the list. Then we convert this list to array. A equals to, we have to write Numpy dot array, that is L. Then print A. Okay. Now this list, if I write L, okay, this one is list and this one is array. Then just check if I write L into 2. This is the replication operation on list. Then I write A into 2. It means this is the multiplication. Each element of array is multiplied by 2. Okay, this one is clear. Then we can create Numpy array from list. This one is the example. Because here we are import Numpy as NP. That's why we are using np.array, because we create the object of this one. Now, next, how to create 2D array. The 1D array, it means it is a vector. 2D array, it means either row and columns. It means if you have 1D, it is called the vector. If you are 2D, two-dimensional, it means row and column. Now, same, we can create the 2D with the help of list, but in this form, the list must be a nested. It means list within another list. Just check how to create. First, I write again import, because there are no need to again write import, because we are already import the Numpy, and just I write A1 equals to Numpy dot array, then list 1, 2, 3. This is the one row. Second, 4, 5, 6. This is the second row. List is completed in this one. For creating two-dimensional, we have to give nested list. And this one, just click. This is the 2D, two-dimensional row and column. Okay, then it is clear. If I write same 0.0, and this one is I read A2 and A2, this one, because we learned the Numpy array has the same data type. In this example, all is integer, then there is no problem, it is create the array. But in the next example, I put 1 is as a float, 6.0. Then in the Numpy array, it is converted all the integer into the float. The typecasting. Okay, this is the implicit, all the integer is converted to the float. Okay, this is the one way to create two-dimensional Numpy array. Okay, in this, the first one is first row and the second one is the second row. Okay, this is the first row and this is the second row. It means this is the first list is represent the first row and second list represent the second. Okay, now we will discuss about the attributes of array. These are the first attribute of Numpy array is dot and dim. It means it will represent or it will return the number of dimensional of array. We already have discussed one dimensional and two dimensional. If Numpy array, this dimension is 1, then it will return 1. If it is the form of two dimensional, it will row and column, it will return 2. This is the first attribute of Numpy array. Okay, just check it. I write, we have created a dot and dim because it is an attribute that we are not using the parenthesis, just write and dim. This is a 1 because this is one dimensional array, this one. Then write a2 dot and dim, it is two dimensional, that's why it is show 2 because this is two dimensional. Okay, then next attribute, the next attribute is shape. It gives the how many elements in row and column. Okay, if it is a one dimensional, it will represent in a single value, that is a 3. If it is two dimensional, it will represent by two elements in the list, in the form of list. The first will represent row and second represent column. This one, this a, this is the one dimensional. If I write a dot shape, this is 3. It means only 3 elements in one dimensional array. That is the 1, 3 and 5. If I write a2, the 2D, I want to know the dimension shape of this, then I write a2 dot shape. This is 2, 3. It means 2 rows and 3 columns. Okay. Next one, size. It gives the total number of element of arrays. Okay. The shape, it will represent the row and column, how many elements in row and column, and the size will show the total number of element of array. I write A2 dot size. It is a 6 because it has 2 rows and 3 columns. It means number of element is 2 cross 3, that is 6. If you want to know how many elements in a particular array, then write the array name dot size. It will show the number of elements. And next, this is the size, this is the D type. This attribute of array will return the type of array. Because we know the Numpy arrays contain the similar type of data, so it will return the type of array. Just check it again. I write A2 dot D type. D for data, then type. It is float 64 because all element has type is same, that is float. If I write A dot D type, this is int 32 because all element type is integer. This is array A, this is array A2. Okay, it means the attribute is done. The first one is ND, and means n-dimensional. It will show the type of array. It is one dimensional and two dimensional. The second one is shape. It will represent the number of rows and columns. Next is size. It will show how many elements in a particular array. And last one is D type, that is represent and return the type of array. Then we already discussed about how to create the Numpy array with the help of list. Now there's some inbuilt methods also to create Numpy array. The first one is zeros. It means in this the array is created. In this the array is created with the help of function of zeros. It means all the value of array is 0. If I write np dot zeros 3, 4, it means what is the shape of this? The shape of this array is 3, 4. It means 3 rows and 4 columns. And the value of all the element is 0 because we are using the function zeros. Then this one is the output. Okay. If we are not given the type of elements, if we are not defined the what is the type of element, the by default it will take float. Okay, that's why all the element is 0 dot 0 dot because we are not defined any type of zeros, then it will take float. The same, the next one is ones. Again it will use to create the Numpy array with all the elements value is 1. Okay, then we have right there np dot 1 3, 2. It means what is the shape of array? 3 cross 2. It means 3 rows and 2 columns. And value of all the element is 0. Then this one is the output. Again the same reason between 1.0 because we are not defined type of array, then it will take the by default float. Just run these functions. I write this one, A3 equals to and numpy dot numpy dot the first one is zeros, then 3 comma 4, this is the form of list, then enter, then print A3. Okay, it is done. Okay, then A4 equals to numpy dot ones. Again we mention the dimension or shape. This is I write 2 comma 3. It means 2 rows and 3 columns with the all the values is ones. Okay, that is done. If I write A4 dot D type, what is the type of element? That is the float 64. It is a by default. If I not given the type, this is the float 64. If you want to change the type, if you want all the zeros in the type of integer, then we have to write, for example, A5 equals to np. We have to create np dot np is the alias of numpy dot zeros, then 3 comma 3. This is the shape comma np dot d type equals to I write int 64. Okay. And just check this one. A5 equals to np dot zeros, this one 3 comma 3 comma d type equals to np dot int. These are different types. This is, for example, 32. Then A5. It means now all the elements of this array is integer. I write A5 dot d type. This is in 32. Now next, this one is done. Next, other way of creating numpy array with the help of arrange function. It is similar to the range function that is in Python. Then arrange function will create array, but in range function it will create the list. It is a function can create an array with numbers that is given in the range. Again, it is similar to the range. Okay, but range is the function of Python. Arrange function is of method of array. In range function, it will return list, but arrange function will return array. The first one is create array np dot arrange 6. It means it will create array with 6 elements. Okay, then start from 0 up to 5. Just check. I write A6 equals to np dot arrange. Then this is the starting. If I give me only 6, then A6. Okay, this is started by default. Start from 0 up to 6. If I given 1 comma 6, it will start from 1 up to 5 and minus 1. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It means it is a similar. First one is start, comma, and, comma, step. The key argument and parameter of a range function. By default, it will start from 0 and end up to n minus 1. In this example, I write 6. It means up to the 5. 6 minus 1. This is the range function. The second one is a step. If you are giving the step, it means it will jump the values. Just check. Then, comma 2. By default, jump by 1. Then A6. It is 1, 3, and 5. Okay. Some other function methods. The next one is empty. It will create array with the random values. Okay. Just check random value means it may be a different values. A7 equals to dot empty. And just if you want to shape, if I write 4. Because we are giving just 4, it means it is a one-dimensional array. It is empty. Okay. Then again, this is a two-dimensional. Okay. Next one is full. It means it will create array with the same constant value. If I write 5, 7, it means all values are 7. The first one is size and the dimension of array. It means there are 5 elements and all the values is 7. This one. The next one is I. It will create the identical matrix. Identical matrix, it means all the dimension has value 1 and the remaining is 0. Okay, these functions, let's just check full. Then A8 equals to np dot full. And first one is shape. I write 5, 7. Okay, it means number of element is 5 and the values of all the element is 7. Next one is I equals to np dot I write 6 because it is an identical matrix. It means number of row and number of column both are same. I just 5. It means number of row is 5 and number of column also 5. And diagonal is value is 1 and the remaining is 0. This one. And the by default float. It will give by default float. Okay. Thank you. Have a nice day.